time we can focus on a certain thing.
Right, and I think,
nice.
I think that's
Right.
what helps with the good thing
Right,
about Black
and
History Month is.
I was very,
Hispanic
I
History
was
Month.
extremely
And
mad
women's.
when, I'll explain this in a minute, so just give me a minute on this. When Martin Luther King, you know, I think it was in the early 80s when Martin Luther King Day was made a state holiday, you get the day off from school.
Right.
I think what it should have done on Martin Luther King's official birthday, it should be taught in school about your rights as a black man or woman or Hispanic or a mix like me, or, you know, and about the history of slavery in this country, all this stuff. Because everyone, you know, you're in school, everyone knows once you're old enough about Martin Luther King or Ponce de Leon or whoever. Is you have a special time where everyone's thinking about it. And that's one of the best times to learn about it.
And I agree with you. I think that's what's great. But I mean, also, when I was growing up and we would learn about Black History Month, and I think that's great, but also, like, when I'm saying my mom is 100% Polish, my grandparents lived here, but my great-grandparents immigrated from here. Kazimierz Pulaski Day, you know, we get the day off, but we never learn about Kazimierz Pulaski and everything that he did. And, you know, my ancestors, I mean, they were over there, you know, during when Polish people were dying in a Holocaust.
Right.
And, you know, the fact that, you know, my ancestors could come over here and create great things, you know, it may not be great things, inventions and everything, but they came here with nothing, and they made a life, and they had a house, and like, it makes, and my mom is the first person ever to graduate college. My mom's the most successful person I've ever met, and just the fact that I don't see her doing that, you know, as a woman or as a Polish woman or as anything. I see her doing that as a person, like she's making the most out of her life on earth. And I think if we're celebrating the people, you know, say George Washington Carver, great black man, or Martin Luther King, or anybody, you know, Barack Obama, I don't think, you know, he's doing great things as a black man. He's doing it as a human.
That's what I think too.
You know,
The
you can't say, you did a great thing for being a black guy. Like, he's a
But he did do a great thing for black culture. He did do a great thing for black culture.
But you know, so why can't we discuss every single race then?
But here's the thing.
Kazimierz Pulaski did a great thing for Polish
Black
culture.
Americans
We
could
don't talk
not
about
vote
it.
until I think 1964, and now we've got a black president. You have to, what you're learning is about the process of day one when slaves first started coming here till now, and it's really important to know. And getting Obama in there, regardless of what you think of his politics, it has shown a lot of kids out there who are not black, people who are a little darker, whatever, all the broader kids that are not white, all the broader kids, they say, hey, I can do something too.
Oh, of course.
Because all of a sudden, you have a darker guy in office than we've ever had. And it's a huge thing.
And I think in the country that we lived in, the country that we live in, the way they've treated certain ethnicities.
You know, and I know, talk about, you know, I'm not Irish at all, but when the Irish came over here, they were hated. They were absolutely hated. Nobody even wanted to give Irish the time of day, along with the Italians, along with the Polish. They didn't want to give them the time of day. So, but I know that, you know, we don't have a history month, and we were discriminated against completely. So, I don't agree with that. You know, I mean, people.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Like, and I still get things, you know, people use like Polak and everything. I don't like that word, but like, you know, I get called that at work. Even the patients will say like, oh, well, I mean, I can't trust you, you're Polish. Like, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty intelligent. Like, you know what I mean? I don't appreciate things like that, but I mean, that's the race issue, and I just don't like being singled out like that. And that's why if I were African American, I wouldn't want to be singled out like, well, you're doing really well, you're black, wow. It's like,
well, in that sense, no. Yeah, I'm doing stuff because I'm a human being.
Exactly.
But for the new grounds that we are breaking for black culture, I think it's right to say you're doing great things for the black culture.
Oh, of course. I think
for a black man, I think that's very.
I want to mention something
disrespectful.
Do you guys and ladies know about the internment camps we had in World War II, where we locked up about
Japanese people, right?
And what a lot of families were done. It wasn't everyone. It was mainly in like California, the Hawaiian Islands. It wasn't done because there's too many.
Exactly.
And there's about 120 told to do. Well, the FBI was, what they were doing, aiming at the community leaders. Everyone was trying to do something good for the, and they were arrested, taken away, and put in these camps. And the families were told, not just the community leaders' families, but just families in general, were sometimes given 7 days to get rid of everything, to get ready to go to the camps. Some of them 3 days. So people, their neighbors would buy their property and say, hey, it'll come back to you when you get out. And they're sent to the camps. People ripped them off, sold them off, everything of their stuff for a profit. So you have to, and when it comes to like the Polish people or the Mexicans or the blacks or people like me who are mixed, the people like you or you, black Americans have had the worst, and that's where you always start at where you need the most work.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my opinion on this whole thing, okay? If you want to say that being black was never a reason why, we should have been out on the cotton fields or whatever, then I think you have a good point. Us being black was never a bad thing.
No, never.
At the same
never.
time, you would say being black has nothing to do with how good, how talented we were. I agree with that. So if you're not gonna, if you're gonna say it's insignificant when you're using it in a bad way, why can't it be insignificant when you're saying it's a good thing also?
Right.
I don't understand how, it's like saying, I don't know if this is a good example, but calling somebody stupid, they think it's, it's a bad thing because somebody else comes along and says, being stupid is good because of this. You know what I mean? I think if it's pointless, let it be pointless.
Right.
Don't let it be good because somebody else tells you it's good. Let you be a good person because you've done good things. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it should be pointed out just because somebody else tells you, hey, what you are is a good thing, when it's really irrelevant.
Just human, just a person.
All right. Well, this is great discussion. This is WMCC, the mic. You're tuning in right now. I know we only got 20-something minutes, or like 5 more minutes left on the camera, so we might just give our goodbyes to the camera pretty soon. But I think this discussion is actually so good, and I got some opinions myself that we can just keep on recording for a little bit longer, maybe about half an hour. But we are gonna the camera is going to shut off automatically soon. So yeah, so whenever that happens. So if it is happening soon, I want to say our farewells. WMCC the mic. This is Jay Jacobs.
This is Jill Conkle.
Taylor Fulton.
Ed Genose.
And thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's dive right back into this.
I think when I was just kind of absorbing the point that I just made, I think that's just such a good point. I think like I said, if it's a bad thing to say, like with the slavery, they were slaves because they were black, and I mean, if it was a bad thing for being black, then you can't say it is a good thing. I'm just reiterating what she said, but I just think that's so true. And like I said, blacks tried for so long to not be segregated, and with BET and with Ebony and they're segregating themselves again. They're making themselves a totally different group from white people.
I used to have a subscription to Ebony magazine.
You gotta black culture is a different culture from the culture of a white man or a Hispanic.
Is it?
Very different.
Very different.
Why does it have to be though? I mean,
are you saying why do
way?
Indians have to have their own culture? Why do?
Wait, but I'm saying like, what is black culture? Like Compton and Tupac and like.
That's not what I was saying. It's not black for me. It's not culture for me.
Exactly.
That's not culture.
Right. I mean, but BET is like, let me put my like Wiz Khalifa interview up there.
It's like the gangster rap. The gangster rap, I think, in my opinion, I don't like it. And it's a lot of it is about hate and repressing women. Look at something like the Fly Girl. Who cares? It's just. I think rape. Talking about. I think it's a really cool thing to find out about where someone came from and what their culture's like, and talk about. I think it's pretty cool to find out about someone's background.
Right, but I don't think BET is doing. I mean, African culture is much different than like the American black culture.
Yes, which is I was actually going to.
Black people aren't like. Black culture isn't like we're living in the projects. This is like an episode of Good Times. Like I mean, you can't.
I mean, but we have been segregated for so long that we have by default created our own culture, our own values, our own way of seeing things in the world that we were not
And
Supposedly
Well,
a lot
explain-
of,
that
a lot of
shouldn't be
people
changed.
Right, but explain that culture to me, because when I
Well-
think of genuine African culture, I
Well,
think
you're
like
talking- okay,
Afrocentric.
That's African culture. I'm talking about black culture, black American culture.
you have to
But
look.
okay, what about blacks who aren't in America? I mean, what about
Well,
blacks who,
you have to
like
understand
Luol
here
Deng from the
what-
Bulls grew up
what-
in
you have to
London?
look
I
at,
doubt he's like black culture.
people who came,
What?
who were taken as slaves out of Africa.
Right.
A lot of times you have maybe a little boy or girl who's taken out of their family, taken away out of their family. Maybe they're 5 years old and don't know much about their culture.
Right.
And you know, someone from this family, someone that family, someone from this family, maybe two people out of the family. So they didn't really learn. They didn't really know. A lot of people didn't know about their culture, and a lot of people didn't come with their family, so they couldn't learn a lot from their parent or their older brother, or they couldn't learn a lot of it. So a lot of stuff is kind of like on the fly.
It's
That's the
true,
thing.
but I mean, when we look at, I mean, black entertainment TV, I think it portrays black people in a negative light.
They're
I mean,
definitely generalizing. I
right.
don't relate to that stuff at all.
But
I
I
like
got-
these
but
movies about
yo.
black women being all successful and stuff. I'm like, yeah, because they have lots of money. First of all, that's not everybody's goal, okay?
Right.
So you
Right.
cannot just say that that's black culture.
But that's
because
the
we're a bunch of
ideals
black
we
people
set
on
for
TV.
ourselves. My family